Hey, what's up everybody? It's Kellen here from Start Your Systems, and welcome to a Flashback Friday video. We haven't done these videos in a while, but I decided to play a good old classic EA Sports PlayStation 1 game called NASCAR 98. And it was one of my favorite games when I was a kid. Not that I was a big NASCAR fan, but I was a big race fan, so naturally I was more into the NASCAR scene. I'm still a NASCAR fan to these days, but a little less so. We're going to do California, and we're going to play as Dale Earnhardt because, I mean, Dale Earnhardt was in a video game, and you can play as him, so that's pretty bitchin'. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and dry. I'll start at the back, but whatever. So this game was always really cool. It was two-player as well, which is another cool thing, because then I'd always play with my friends, and we'd screw around. And I'll show you one particular thing that I like to screw around on. We'll start the race, and as I said, start at the very back. Look at this pixel ratio. Oh my, it's magnificent. Just gonna try to pass cars, apparently run into them as well. The NASCAR games of modern day look quite a bit different. Ain't that the truth? So one thing that I really liked about this game was that you actually had caution laps that you could run in this game. Like, I don't know if it would just... Actually, here, I'll find out. I'm going to do a cheat code. You go to race statistics, and then you press all of the top four buttons, which is R1, R2, L2, and L1. Yeah, those are the bumper names on a PlayStation controller. And then you can shoot paintballs at the other cars and they crash and you have to avoid them, and then eventually the yellow flag comes out at some point, which is what I was going at with my point. Oh, there we go. The yellow flag is out. So the yellow flag comes out, they clean up the track. At some points, if the car that crashed heavily enough, then they will bring a tow truck out to the track. I'm trying to remember how to change views. Let me take a look here. That's not going to help. Oh, here we go. Or, is that right? I don't know if I did it. Oh, here we go. So you could be in car, you could be right behind it, right above it, right at the front of it.
We're back to green.
Alright, so see, it just kind of goes back to green. So this is what it's like in the car. So this is pretty cool too, because this was like way ahead of its time. This is from 1997, late 1997.
Great move.
Oh, making people crash immediately. But yeah, late 1997. So having this in-car cam thing, I thought was pretty unique, because I can't remember a time before this where you would see the driver's hands as well as the steering wheel actually moving. So I think that's pretty like bitchin'. Like, this is like one of the first originators of that I can remember. I know some Formula 1 games from way back when did have the steering wheel move, but you'd never actually see the hand. So that's one thing that really stuck out to me as being pretty cool about this game. And like I said, so like you can see me turning, and you can only use the directional pad. So that's why my turning looks like garbage. But yeah, we're racing on California, by the way, which is my home track. I wonder if it's gonna have me make a pit stop. Forget what pit stops look like in this game. I don't think you need to actually do anything. Oh, what the heck am I doing here? I let off the gas for 1 second and I'm just down in the grass. You cannot go wide open in California, that is for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and move some of these guys out of my way. Wreck him, and is that Bobby Labonte? Yeah, that's Bobby Labonte wrecking. And that is, I don't know who, but I just went into the wall with him. And so you can see my fuel gauge there down on the bottom left. I don't know why the caution is now yet. I've basically turned half the field. Take him out. You shoot these little paintball things. It's called paintball mode, but you shoot them by pressing triangle. And oh man, doing this in two-player mode was always the best, because the person that you did it to, they wouldn't immediately spin like you've seen me kind of just spin these guys just right out of the way. These guys like immediately start spinning. In two-player mode, it would just lift them off the ground, and they would like hover until they hit something. They would just float until they crashed. So it was always really fun because if you played it with a friend that you actually liked, you basically wrecked their shit and they couldn't do anything about it until the corner came up and they just went straight on. In many cases, they didn't even know they were floating. So it was always really fun. And yeah, like I said, definitely one of my favorite games from when I was a child. I might even get 2 races in. Should I peel off into the pit road? Let's see if I can cause a caution by spinning out Mr. Jeff Gordon here. Get up onto his tail feathers. Oh, I need a caution. Bye. Stack up the rest of the field. All big chaos behind me. Come on, why is there no caution? And why can't I look back? This is crap. I'm gonna pit just for funsies. Forget what it's like entirely, but why not? Oh, don't spin. Up in the grass. Man, I slowed right down as soon as I went into the grass. Alright, coming into the pits. Got to get down to pit lane speed, which was pretty easily doable. Change tires, fuel. Let's add a little 0.5 wedge in the rear, or jack in the spoiler. 0.5 there. Alright, we're into the pits. And you watch them do the fuel, lift up the right side of the car, put on right side tires. They're doing a spoiler and a wedge adjustment. So I'll lose this race, but whatever. Or I might come out with the field. I could just wreck the field. Wouldn't that be fun? So you mosey on out of the pit lane. And it looks like the gauges actually were legit and worked in this game. So another pretty cool aspect.
One more lap to go.
Believe that's the voice of Mike Joy, who still does NASCAR broadcasts. Didn't know that he did it back then, but that's awesome. Kind of an older dude, or he's getting older. He's probably much younger when he did the broadcast back in 1998. But, you know, when this game was made, Terry Labonte, who was my favorite NASCAR driver when I was a kid, was the champion in 1996. Drove the Kellogg's car. That's probably why I liked him the most. And then I became a Jeff Gordon fan. And then Jimmy Johnson, since he's from my hometown, I became a fan of him. So I'm kind of mixed right now. I like Jimmy. I've been a Carl Edwards fan for a while. Dale Earnhardt Jr. always a good one. Particularly because he plays video games, which is awesome. But he's always a good, fun dude to cheer on. And when the crowd gets psyched behind him, it's always fun to watch. It's obviously very sad when we lost Dale Earnhardt. Fun fact, I don't know how many of you watching this video may have been into Supercross or motocross when the Intimidator, as he's known, died. Then the Intimidator as in Dale Earnhardt. But we primarily focus on motocross and Supercross here on this channel, if you're new to it. And in that 2001 season that Dale Earnhardt had passed away after the Daytona 500, I think the next race, which I want to say was in Indianapolis, the Supercross champion of the time, but he was actually being beat up pretty much by Ricky Carmichael that year, Jeremy McGrath, wore an all-black helmet with a big number 3 on either side of it, and it said the Intimidator across the back. I thought that was very cool of McGrath to do, and a salute from one 7-time champion to another, basically. Alright, so I did one race. I think I have enough time for more. I've only been recording for 9 minutes. Yeah, let's go for another one. So let's change the track. Let's actually do, let's go to race up. Select track. I want to try one of these tracks that isn't a real track. I think like Cedar Woods, Ranch Tower. I know Suzuka's obviously a real track. Belmont, Salt Bays, and Sears Point is Sonoma Raceway now, I guess. And it used to be configured different too. I don't know if that's how it used to be ran, but now at the top there where you can see it looks like kind of a fork at the top or a little like prong at the top, it just goes straight across that. That infield section doesn't exist on this track anymore. But what track should I try to do? Let's try this, let's do Cedar Woods. Looks interesting. 3 laps on it. Let's start from the back. And YOLO. Mark Martin, Bobby Labonte on pole. The front row. And it's cool because if you wait long enough, I'll just wait long enough because why not? When you get to your driver, it's all highlighted and like, look, there you are. That is where you're starting the race in. So I'd imagine it's row 11, I think we're waiting to. It's interesting to see all the former drivers slash current drivers that are still around, like Bill Elliott on the right. His son Chase is now in NASCAR. Neither of those drivers I know about. Kyle Petty's an announcer. Sterling Marlin, long gone. Ward Burton. And there I am, see, provisional. Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Craven. Yeah, we'll start the race. So we're on row 12. So again, I don't really know if these are real tracks. I don't think they are, but I could be wrong.
The green flag is out.
And I still have my bubbles. I'm going to run into that car. What the absolute crap. Road course races are so challenging. I'm just going to spray the bubbles. Oh.
The yellow flag is out.
That was probably a huge help to me that the yellow flag came out, because I was about to go right on and just wreck people. I love the physics of these old games though, because you can just go zinging into a corner at 190 miles an hour and hang a right and it'll just work. Alright, enough yellow flag business. Let's get back to racing. I'm already up to 17th and making positions, mostly via crashing.
We're back to green.
But like, you could pretty much just zing it in here and it turns no problem. I pass half the field, knock one of these guys out of the way. I don't even have to brake. It just works. It kind of reminds me of, wasn't there an old F1 game called Pole Position, I wanna say? That was like a NES type game. And it was very, very two-dimensional. And you pretty much just like, it was really just like a straight line that looked like it had turns, but you just had to keep the car on one side of the track or the other. I don't think you ever had to slow down for anything. So, and that's what that's what this game feels like. Is you just come flinging. Like, watch, I won't even try to let off the gas into this corner. And yeah, so I guess I did go a little bit wide. So in some cases you have to, but like these corners through here, like not even really letting off the gas. And I also have damage. Let's see if I can get a view of that. If the split time lever go away, see, the front of the car is all banged up, but you can't see it from in the car. From above the car, you can kind of see it. I'm just going to hold triangle and wreck everybody as soon as we're back to green. Come on, back to green, back to green, back to green. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Come on, please. There we go. All right, bye, people.
Back to green.
Look at how many people I just wrecked.
Great move.
Great move. I wrecked half the field, and it's a great move. Oh, and it put me up into third. Sick. I'm so cheating my way to victory. What it is. Alright, I'm going to use the entire last lap without paintballs and see if I can actually win the race. Because so far, it's been go to green, use paintballs, wreck the field, back to caution. It's so interesting to see the different sponsors that made it into this game too. Like obviously all the sponsors that are involved with NASCAR at this point in time are in the game, so that makes sense. But like McDonald's in this game and stuff like that, it's just kind of unique, I guess. All right, white flag.
Lap to go.
Come on, got to get to the inside.
A new car is leading the pack.
Get on the brakes, made the corner. It's so hard to play games this old now, where the physics were, let's just say, off, because I'm so used to games that like are more or less realistic, not like on top, you know, perfect or anything like that, but very, very realistic to a degree that playing this feels like, oh my gosh. Oh, am I out of the race? Oh, I lost the left front tire. Oh, rip. That's not a fun way to end the video. No. All right. Well, folks, 19th, joining Bill Elliott, John Andretti, Johnny Benson, Sterling Marlin, and Eddie Irvin. Or Ernie Irvin? Eddie Irvin is a Formula 1 driver. Ernie Irvin apparently was in NASCAR. So that'll do it for Flashback Friday, NASCAR 98 version. If you like this video, please like it. Comment your questions, comments, or concerns. And subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm Kellen here on Starter Systems. We'll catch you guys next time.